Alright, it's yet another rainy day here on the farm, and what a perfect day to set inside and start seeds. We had a rainy day yesterday, but didn't really feel like working. We felt like taking a road trip, so we run up to Baker Creek, and being terrible vloggers like we are, we didn't vlog hardly anything. We sat down, had conversations with some of the people there at Baker Creek, talking to them about the 2020 shindig, different things like that. We also went and visited with Kevin and Sarah. Had an awesome time over there. Didn't even get the camera out. We just felt like being normal people and sitting around fellowshipping, having a good time, and just getting to know each other a little better. But we are back at the farm today, and I am gonna go crazy on planting seeds. So let's go. All right, when I get ready to start my seeds, I always use a Pro Mix, and I buy the big square block. This block costs about $60 to $70, but it is well worth the money. It is a good seed starting mix, totally organic. And like most peat mixes, they are going to get dry. They dry out really quick. I've had this since last year, and I hadn't even used an eighth of it. But what I'll do is, since it's so dry, I'll put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and I've got about that much water in it. I'm going to saturate it with water. You can put it in your seed starting trays directly and then sit there and soak them down. I like to get mine soaked in here, then put them in the seed starting trays, and then I'll take the dry and just real lightly go over the top of it and cover my seeds just by dropping the dry dirt on top. And then I'll take a spray bottle, a squirt bottle, and mist that down and saturate that top. But I'm gonna get started on this, and let's get some seeds going. One thing you will have to do is sit there and work it in. They're gonna be in clumps, and unless you break them clumps up, they're not gonna get that water in the middle of it for a while. Doesn't it feel good to get your hands dirty? So if you're wondering what we're planting for fall garden, here is the mix. Not every bit of this is going to be planted, but most of it. Like the yellow tomatoes from Hoss, the bell peppers, those aren't going to be planted right now. We got all kinds of cool things. I'm going to plant the carrots, and I've got carrots inside from Baker Creek also. We're going to plant them directly in the bed. They work so much better just direct sowing. But we've got several kinds of lettuce from Baker Creek. We got some lettuce from Hoss. We got cabbage from Baker Creek. Thought I saw some cabbage. Nope. We're also planting cabbage from Baker Creek. We're planting some chard from Baker Creek, and we're going to plant some from Hoss. We are planting, of course, the cauliflower and broccoli. I've got some from both places. It's just time for fall season, and this is what we're going with. And if you know me very well at all, you know I am going to go overboard on planting. I love sprouting seeds. This right here is something that I've normally planted in with either planting these small cells, or I'll just plant in the 10 by 10, 20 trays. And I'll pull out all the plants and put them in the 6-packs or 9-packs, whatever we're using. But we're going to try something a little different. Hoss has sent us some seed starting cell trays, and they are definitely a Hoss. I mean, these things are solid as can be. We're going to give them a shot. And with all these seeds, we are gonna fill them up. Sorry about the terrible lighting in here. We're in the garage. It'd be nice to be outside, but it is what it is. Man, I like this tray. And I'm not just saying that. I promise you, if you invest the money in these right here and you like sprouting seeds, you're gonna like how well built these are. Man, they held too much of that dust. Just drag it around and fill the holes. Alright, got all the holes filled up, packed in. Pretty well full and packed down of seed starting soil. Now time to get started putting the seeds in. We use these marker stakes. We actually got them from Baker Creek, but this one I'm reusing. As you can see it, you can't read nothing. Vague. So that's one thing I highly recommend. Either write it on both sides, or what I am going to do is write it on a piece of wood, because this right here fades out in the sun and then you can't remember what you planted there. They do work really well, you know, starting the seeds. Alright, now I've sprinkled the dry seed starting media over the top of the wet and the seeds. Now come out with a light mist over the top of them. You can do this, or you can use a squirt bottle. When I'm inside doing them on the heat mat, I'll use the little spray bottle. That way I don't make a mess, of course. This right here is so much easier and so much quicker. The only downside is, yes, I'm using city water. Can't have everything perfect in the world, I guess. Give them a good soaking. I know I've already said it once. I am totally stoked, excited, so happy, whatever you want to say, for these trays. Man, these things are awesome. They're so stout. One thing about them is they've got vertical grooves in them. It's supposed to make the roots grow up and down instead of spiraling round and round. Of course, we won't see that until these have all germinated, but I'll definitely be sure to keep you posted on what they all look like when they come out. You really want to get a good soak on these, but I'm using a fine mist, that way you don't disturb the seeds underneath that dry soil and wash them over into another cell cup. Once I've got these good and soaked, I'm going to move them inside the greenhouse, put them up on the shelf and let them germinate. She's kind of in shock. I went a little crazy this morning ripping. I ripped two tomato plants out. I cut one way back. Just trying to clean up in here. It's kind of like a going from spring planting to fall planting in the greenhouse. So
he got up early and went wild. That was good.
He was kind of surprised the other day when I done it to the lettuce. But look at all the lettuce that's coming up.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta rip out to get more.
Next, I'm ripping the mint. It's coming out. You're gonna dehydrate some.
I better start dehydrating. So
this is all I've got you for your fall. Of course, I didn't do the carrots. I didn't do sweet peas or sugar snap peas.
Things that sprout better. Yeah. You didn't do like squashes and cucumbers, did you?
I did 2 different types of cucumbers. If you want to plant some in the ground, you can, but I just threw them in here. I had a little bit of room.
I need a pickling cucumber.
Well, you got a Boston pickling cucumber, and this one, well, how do you say that?
Monica?
I call it Monica. It is a female flower only. That means it does not take the male flower and the female flower to reproduce. There is a word for that, and I just I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but that's what I got to grow in the greenhouse. But they also, I'm gonna put some outside.
What about like squashes, yellow squashes, planting those by seed?
Yeah.
They do. Squashes for us do better if we just stick the seed in the ground.
Yeah.
We've done it both ways, but they're just really sturdy if they start where they're gonna stay, squashes and stuff like that.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody in the spring gets sprout
fever.
eager, sprout fever.
Baby fever.
You want to sing a song about it?
No.
No?
No.
But this time of year, it's easy to get them to sprout up just right out of the ground.
Yeah.
So
we've got big fall gardening plans. I love the fall garden almost more than the spring garden, because on spring, I know how much work is coming on keeping the grass at bay because everything's coming to life, which I love, but at the same time, it's a lot of work. And fall, all the grasses and stuff are starting to die, and it's just a lot more enjoyable for me. Bugs are less.
Yeah.
It's just more easy, low maintenance. So after a hard summer of work, it's just a lot more enjoyable.
well, we have a lot better luck with, or we did last year, with our broccoli and cauliflower
Yeah.
and everything like that in the fall.
Cabbages.
Don't have worms near
We
as
don't
bad.
get potato beetles as
No.
bad.
So I really want to say thank you to Baker Creek. I want to say thanks to Hoss Tools. Hoss Tools sent all of these, I got 5 of these. So come spring, oh, you're going to have a bunch. But the good thing about these, you can pluck them right out of this and put them in the ground. So kind of got to watch what you're planting beside each other, but that way one thing don't get up, 6 inches tall or 4 inches tall before the next one even sprouts. So you got to kind of look at the germination cycle on that. Now all this should sprout fairly quickly, so we got good temperature here. So if you're interested in some of these seed trays, we'll put a link to Hoss Tools down below. And
everything I've seen for them so far is really sturdy and well made. So someone was laughing at us in the comments about going from all this
going from a
man-made machinery to hand power, but sometimes you just got to pull off the hand power to get in amongst where you want it to go, especially if you're like weeding or working in tight spaces. So
and you don't have near the amount of control with a tiller right up next to up to your plants. So that's why I really like that.
To be honest, I get sick of buying gas.
Yeah.
Seems like we're running to the gas station all the time for mules and four-wheelers and trucks and tillers and stuff. So sometimes it's nice that something just takes a little elbow grease.
Yep. And it definitely doesn't hurt you.
No.
Not unless you have a heat stroke, I guess.
Yeah. That'd be bad. All right. Well, we're wrapping this up. It's still raining here. We got to get in the hay fields, though. So that's on tap for this next week. Ben's taking vacation, which probably be on vacation once you see this video, but no vacation for us. We had one a few weeks ago. This is for working. Working vacation. And I promise Amish bread is coming this week. I promise. Some of y'all have asked and said you can't wait. I can't wait to show it to you. So be looking for that. It's coming out this week. So delicious. We actually went and visited Kevin and Sarah yesterday, and I took them a loaf, and she texted a while ago and said it's so good. So I'm glad they liked it. Just be looking for that. It's easy. Awesome dinner rolls. Yeah, it makes good dinner rolls with the same recipe. So. Yeah. Anyway, you ready? Yeah. Let's go in. It's getting warm in this greenhouse, even though it's cloudy. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. God bless. There was a massive tomato plant there. It is all gone, ripped it out, and while I was ripping, we got a baby. The other day I ripped out all the lettuce that had went to seed. I took a buku of that lettuce to Baker Creek, letting them trial it, but it is coming back crazy. Amaranth looks good. A little bit of kale. There's a few of the small tomatoes that come off of it. This is another volunteer tomato plant that came up in here. All this vining spinach. It will take over. Hadn't showed the lemon in a little while. It's not no baby no more. Oh, and guess what? The papaya. Look at that.
It's our first papaya. And the chocolate mint is just taking over. Should sprout. Whoo, it's warm in this greenhouse. Hey.
Don't show my pants. I didn't know that was on.
Ooh. What? Where are you going?
Show my pajamas.